May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be free from harm. May all beings love life. May all beings awaken. Welcome to another Cuke Audio podcast. I'm DC, Poobah of Cuke Audio and Cuke Archives, doing our bit to help preserve the legacy of Shunryu Suzuki and those whose paths cross his, and anything else that comes to mind. I pray that you and yours are safe and comfortable, free from economic hardship, and able to get out and do whatever it is you want within the limitations of the universal precept of do as little harm as possible. So today's podcast, I'm going to read you the preface from Tassajara Stories. Full title, Tassajara Stories, a sort of memoir, oral history of the first Zen Buddhist monastery in the West. The first year, 1967. The publishing date for it is September 23rd of this month. So, I'm going to put this up a couple of days before then. I'm going to make 3 podcasts right now. We're leaving for Germany on Wednesday night. You go to the airport and take a 1 a.m. flight. And we're going to Johanneshof to join Richard Baker and Nicole Baden. They'll only be there the first 5 days we're there. And we're staying 20 days. Then my sister, Susan, and niece, Camille, will come on October 8th and be there the last week with us. And we are going to go have lunch with Vanya Palmers at the base of Mount Rigi and then see his spectacular Felsen tour. And anyway, mainly we'll just be at Johanneshof, which I call Senior Citizen Paradise. Beautiful, in the Black Forest. So let me read the preface. I do not plan to make a long podcast. No, I'm just going to read the preface. I can tell you a couple other things. If you go to cuke.com, my main website, and on the homepage there, you'll see a plug for the book. And then it says supplemental section for the book. And that's cuke.com/TS. And that's a whole, like it says, a supplemental section, support section for the book online. It's got the index for the book. It's got a glossary. It's got extensive notes. One thing Peter Ford did is he put in a list of names from every name in the book. And, there's a link on it, and that'll go to their page on cuke.com or something. Maybe not all of them. I can't remember. And, he put, one thing he did in the photos section, he put in all the photos from the old wind bells in there so you can see them. Probably didn't go, he just in those years, those early years. Let's see, there's you can go to the section for reviews and excerpts. We had a sort of interview article by Tova in Sangha News, San Francisco Zen Center Sangha News. And, there's a few other things, Kirkus reviews, and an interview in Publishers Weekly. There's an excellent review in Spirituality and Practice, which is linked to from there. It's been excerpted in Tricycle and Lion's Roar, both of which just came out recently, so that's nice. Anyway, you can check that stuff out there. So that's about all I can say. Right now, I will read the preface. So here we go. Tassajara Stories have been piling up in my memory banks since I first went there in February 1967. This was shortly after the San Francisco Zen Center bought the old hot springs resort that lay deep in the mountainous woods of Los Padres National Forest, a few hours south of San Francisco. In the late 1980s, I began collecting Tassajara stories, not intentionally, but as a side effect of writing about my teachers and experiences, Zen-wise and otherwise. For decades, these accounts have weaved their way into the books I've done, the interviews, and other posts on my kook.com website, but there were still many I hadn't collected. One day I told my wife Katrinka an anecdote said at Tassajara that I just remembered. She asked if I'd written it down. The next day I did write it down and read it to her when she came home. The day after that I wrote down another one and read it to her. That continued daily for some time. I decided to throw these stories together with a bunch of other tales and memories I could mine out of Kook archives in the Alaya Vishnana and make a little book called Tassajara Stories. I kept the focus on the first 10 years of Tassajara as Zen Mountain Center, the period in which I lived there 2/3 of the time. One thing for sure, I wasn't gonna let the process drag out for 5 or 6 years again. 10 years later, I'm just about finished with this project. I guess I got a little carried away. There's too much for a single book. This volume takes us through 1967, the opening year of Tassajara as a Zen monastery, with Shunju Suzuki as the founding abbot. You may notice there's a lot in these pages that didn't happen at Tassajara. That's because my life, our life at Tassajara, didn't exist in a vacuum. Just like each of us, it had no separate existence. Shake is a Japanese term referring to a garden's borrowed scenery. It's the outlying mountains and trees and whatever else one can see from a garden. If we look at what happened at Tassajara as being the garden of the book, then the other content is the shake. This borrowed scenery sets Tassajara and our experience in that valley in a broad context that gives background and color to who we were and how we got there, and includes the mountains, the woods, the road, our neighbors, the city, the times, the war, the counterculture, what was happening all around us. Also, if you were around back then, you may come upon something you think happened differently or at another time. If so, please let me know, and I'll add your account to the basket of conflicting memories. If you go to kook.com/TS, you'll find extensive notes and background material that will deal with those sorts of issues and much more. Tassajara Stories swim in my thoughts, linger a while and slip away. They are among my favorite indulgences. I'm not alone in this nostalgia. Those of us who were there shared a kind of magic. We learned there how not to dwell on the past, and it is still unforgettable. So here it is, what occurred and what occurred to me. David Chadwick, Sanur, February 9th, 2025. Oh, I see this is not the final preface. There was one change in the final. Katrinka said that next to last sentence, we learned there how not to dwell on the past, and it is still unforgettable. She said, I should say, yet it is still unforgettable. I said, no, I like and it is. I like the contradiction. But she still thought that, and I got the sense that she would never advise me on anything again if I didn't do that. But anyway, I wrote John Sweeney at Monkfish about it, and he said he thought yet would be better too. So I changed it to yet. In the book, it's yet it is still unforgettable. So, that's the sort of compromise one has to make in writing. I believe in editing it's called kill your darlings. So here it is, what occurred and what occurred to me. David Chadwick, Sanur, February 9th, 2025. That's my birthday, incidentally. So, I think that's enough. I think I will end the podcast there. I'll give you a break from my 2-hour podcasts. And I'll have more. Well, but I will say this. Rather than suggest a donation to Cuke Archives by going to the donate button on the homepage of Cuke.com or ShinryoSuzuki.com or many other pages, how about buying a copy of Tassajara Stories? And then, what would be really helpful is after you read it, if you happen to like it, write a review on Amazon.com and other places, but Amazon's the most important. And the reader reviews like that are the best ones, because the people who write those, it's not their job, Anyway, I could be specific, but I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. Okay. Well, until we meet again. This is DC Puba of Cuke Audio and Cuke Archives, coming to you from Sleepy Sanur with Dogged Bandita, Feline Manis, and dear lovely Katrinka. And we're wishing you and yours and all of us a grand awakening.